Hi, this is Eve, and this is my first long form video here on YouTube. I only ever published shorts up until now. I'm not really sure about the editing of this video because I'm so used to short form content that it was a bit difficult to understand the ratio of the clips here for an actual 10-minute or so video. Today's subject is a little mouse with a raspberry, and I used Himi gouache for this specific painting, but I've been using it for most of my paintings lately. I know a lot of artists say that it's not a really good brand for gouache because it's not too opaque, and I understand that probably the quality isn't the best, but I do find myself very comfortable with these paints. Like, I really like them. Also probably because I used to be a watercolor artist. I used to only ever work with watercolors, so I was used to transparency and not really opaque mediums, but I think it was kind of limiting for me because now that I actually do something that has a opaque quality to it, I feel like I can do way more things, or at least have the results that I was trying to achieve before, because I was trying to work with very thick layers of watercolors because I didn't want transparency, I wanted opaqueness. So I was fighting with the medium, and now I'm not anymore, which is nice. I also really enjoy the possibility of using white and not to have to only work with the white of the paper, because in gouache you do have the option of using white. Here I made a choice with this bright baby pink that I don't think was fitting, and this yellow ochre too. They weren't fitting the color scheme that I wanted for the mouse, so I ended up coloring them. In my brain this would have been a good underpainting, but that yellow ochre really didn't make the cut. Like, it really wasn't a good underpainting either. I covered it completely. But here, as you can see, I'm working dark to light, because that's the way I operate with gouache usually. And setting the darkest tones first gives me a better idea on how to balance the lighter colors as well. I work with very small strokes. This is a Himi liner, a number 2 from the travel set. Yeah, especially when working on animals, but actually on with every subject, I tend to work in very small sections with a very small brush, except for backgrounds, of course. When I work on very shiny surfaces, I sometimes use the tiling technique with a flat brush, but that's not my favorite, let's say, because usually when I work on actual pieces like this one, the subjects are really detailed, so I don't even try and do the tiling in the background, like blocking out big portions with colors and then working on top of it. No, I directly go with the small strokes, which it's something I should learn to avoid, because I do give a lot of importance to values here, not really the color of the reference I'm following, but the value of it. So balancing out the darks and all the light parts of the painting, but you have a better and faster understanding of the shapes of the colors if you try and use a bit more of a blocking technique. I don't know if it's the right way to say it, but I think it's a good exercise to learn how to paint, especially with gouache, which is an opaque medium. But I just prefer working in small sections. I did some studies with just creating just blocks of colors and making them interact with each other. But I don't find it as fun. I don't find the results as appealing. But I love when other artists do it. So it's just a me problem. I just don't know how to do it right. Here I added this very dark brown. It was like a dark brown mixed with a black. I think it's too heavy, so I ended up lighting it up a little bit. But the combination of the two works pretty well, so I'm satisfied with it. This brush helps me creating very, very small strokes. It's animal hair, it's not vegan, which I've been trying to switch to synthetics, but I learned watercolor with natural hair brushes, and I find it quite difficult. I have a set of Kolinsky mimics, but they don't really feel the same. So I think I should look into better options. The point is that I'm not really looking for more brushes lately, so I'm just working with what I have, and unfortunately, since I already bought the animal hair brushes, I kind of have to work with those, because otherwise I would have bought it for nothing, right? Here I'm working on this little raspberry. I used a color that I think it's called raspberry as well. And it's kind of difficult to replicate the texture of a raspberry like this, just like on a simple, detailed but not too detailed painting like this. But I do kind of like the outcome, because they're not technically the star of the show, the mouse is. So I wasn't expecting to do an extra detailed raspberry. In this part I started working on the leaves, which are a subject that I really like to paint. They're really interesting, but these ones were a bit tricky because I wanted them to be cohesive with the rest of the painting. And the reference I used has a very cool lighting, which is not my style at all. I tend to do very warm paintings. So I kind of tried to switch it to make it match a bit my usual type of lighting, but it was a bit difficult to work with that on the leaves. So it took a bit of tries. As you can see, I went over them a couple times. A fun fact about this video is that I recorded everything vertically, because I'm so used to short form content that everything is vertical, like TikTok, like shorts, that I forgot I had to record it horizontally for this. So I had to edit it a little bit. I'm thankful my camera is good enough for me to zoom in things like this without making it too bad. But at least I needed, because it was impossible to do it without it, I needed to zoom in the process a bit more. And I realized you can see things way better. Like, you can see what I'm doing way better like this. When I film shorts, usually I'm very far. Like, the camera is very far. So you can't really see exactly what I'm doing, but like this you can. So I guess there's a good side about it too. Here, start working on this mossy log. And I don't know why I decided to start with the moss, because actually that made it pretty difficult to work on the wood afterwards. But I don't know, I chose to do it like that. So then I had to go around it and then go on top of it again to reestablish the mossy part of the wood. Here I added some little lavender accents, and I filled in the bottom part a little bit more because it was a bit empty. Every time I finish a piece which has like a background that is pretty light but still no white, I always add a bit of white around the main character, the subject of the painting, because it makes it stand out a little bit more. And this is it for today. I hope you liked my painting.